What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Learning to Code with Multi-Theft Auto. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the setAccountData function and use it to store a user's position when they log out so that when they come back, they can be exactly where they left off. All right, so we're going to start this episode off by creating a new event handler for MTA's onPlayerQuit event. This, similar to the onPlayerJoin event, is going to give us a source of the player that quit. So if we have a source here, that's going to be the player that quit. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and get the account from who quit. Now, the person isn't necessarily logged in yet. Someone could join the server and then leave before they get logged in. So if we did not receive an account, then we're just going to return at this point. And next up, we're just going to take that account and we're going to set some data on it to set the user's position. Whoa! And look at that, fresh haircut and a new change of clothing halfway through the episode. I don't know what happened to the clip that was supposed to be right here, but it seems to have disappeared. So we're going to go ahead and re-record that bad boy. And then we'll blend back into the old recording towards the end of the video. No idea what happened there, but let's continue on with the video. What we want to do here is we want to save some information to the account about where the player is currently located when they leave. So we're going to save that as account data. So what we want to do is we want to grab the X, Y, and Z coordinates of our player. We want to grab the interior and the dimension. These aren't going to be super important now, the interior and dimension, because you can't leave world 0, but when we eventually build an interior system, they will become increasingly necessary. So let's set account data. These values. Just going to duplicate that a bunch of times. And Y, Z, here, oops, dimension. So we're storing the position of the user when they quit, and what we need to do now is when they're logging back in, we need to get that account data. So we'll just Y, Z, interior, dimension. Just going to copy this guy. And we're going to get element data, sorry, not element data, account data. My apologies. Element data is another thing that we will get into a little later. We want account data. Interior and dimension. So we are grabbing the X, Y, Z interior and dimension coordinates. We're going to fill those in right here and set element interior, interior, and dimension. So we are spawning our player into the exact position by grabbing the account data on login. So we grab the account when they log in, and then we pull some data out of it, and that needs to be the account. Not source, sorry. So we grab that account data out that we have saved when they quit, and then we stick that back in when they log back in, so that they should be able to log out and log back in and be in the exact same position. So let's jump over to our server, and we're going to go ahead and restart players. And if we reconnect, Now we've logged out, so it should save our information in the database. And if we come log in again, we are in the same spot. Let's run a little further away so that we can prove that. Do a little bunny hop in here. Jump over here. Okay, let's reconnect one more time. And test user word. And yeah, so we're right here. Now, one thing that we aren't accounting for here is if, because we added this, and maybe let's say we already had accounts existing, when they logged in, these would be nil, which would break for this player, and they wouldn't be able to get to the correct spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just set those to default to 0 for now, and then we'll come up with a more sensible number in a moment. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to create a new vehicle, new land stalker, and I'm going to drive down to City Hall, and I will, through the power of the editing, make you guys not have to sit here while I do that drive down there. So I will see you in a moment. All right, so we're here at City Hall, and just going to go ahead and park my car. And what we're going to do is we're just going to run into the middle here, and we're going to set this as our new spawn position. So we're going to get position here and jump over to the console, and we're just going to copy these values. And then we're going to hop over to our authentication resource, and we're going to create some new constants up at the top here. So what we're going to do is spawn X, spawn Y, spawn Z, do spawn interior, mention. So now we have these clever values here. Let's go ahead and make use of those bad boys. So when a person registers, we'll spawn them there. Cool. So now we have these values setting whenever we can't grab the account data for the user, and also when the person first registers. So when we get new players, they'll spawn here, right at City Hall rather than spawning in our field in Blueberry, which will be nice. While we're out here, let's take a look. We have. Let's take these values and then let's jump into our login_c, and we're gonna make use of that in our camera matrix here, so that so that we can be looking at somewhere near spawn. So we'll just clean these numbers up a little bit. We don't really need all of that information. And then we'll make this looking at 100, and then make this look. Same thing for all of these guys here. And what we're gonna do is have them, again, we're just gonna have them look down and look. This time we want to increase this negative Y number so that they're looking towards City Hall. So let's go ahead and set that at something like, I don't know, 1810, and see what that looks like. So we'll go ahead and just fill in these bad boys here and here. And we'll go ahead and reconnect. And it looks like we went up with way too high. So we'll go 50 and 20. Try that. Forgot to restart. Restart players. Connect. Even lower, eh? Even lower. Go with 30. You know what? Yeah, 30. Let's come over to our thing, restart players, jump back to here, reconnect. Now we're in a tree. Okay, so this is really not happening for me here. Let me look dead on, maybe. Restart players. I mean, third time's the charm, right? That looks okay. I can work with that. Test user password. Boom. Looks good. Okay, so yeah, now we have position saving. We have a nice City Hall spawn position and login view. That's gonna be it for this episode, guys. In the next episode, we're gonna take a look at how to use timers and a player's money and create a basic payday system, as well as store their money when they leave the server and bring it back when they come back. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button down below. Keep up to date with future videos. Hit that subscribe button. If you're not caught up, check out the last video over there to my right. And that's it. I'm gonna go play some Grand Theft Auto. I will see you in the next one.